Family businesses make up a quarter of the British economy and employ nearly 10 million people. But 1,000 small firms are going bust every single month.
Sorry.
This business is on a knife edge.
At some point, we're going to have to call it a day.
For God's sake, do something.
For family firms, it's not just profits, but relationships on the line.
£50,000? No, you've never seen me go.
I don't know if it's ever going to get better.
We must see some hope. Otherwise, let's not bother with this. I'm Alex Polizzi. I grew up in a family business that expanded from one small cafe to become an empire worth billions. Now I'm trying to bring 6 family firms back from the brink. This is a business. You're ruining your health, you're ruining your family life. He's just used to getting his own way, and I'm used to getting mine. This week, the battle lines are drawn. Downstairs looks like an old people's home.
Them 3 are against me.
As a father and son go head to head.
We're different from anybody else, and what's the wrong with being different?
I'd rather see that cabinet bare than a load of shite in it.
In a fight for the future of the firm. Open your eyes.
He doesn't want to change.
Always going to take this overall responsibility.
I could quite happily not come in tomorrow.
I'm heading to a struggling family-run furniture store near Leeds. The furniture business is going through a dramatic decline. This has been a terrible year so far. Not only are lots of businesses downsizing, but quite a few have gone out of business entirely. In the last 12 months, there's been a 20% increase in furniture businesses going bust. Even household name Habitat closed 30 stores across the country. I would certainly say that people think in a recession much more carefully about spending money on big ticket items. And maybe this has something to do with the terrible downturn in this particular industry. In the current climate, furniture stores need to be flexible, fashionable, and ready to move with the times.
Good afternoon, Kettleys.
When you're laid back like that, you'll just have to have him as your manservant. What did you say? Kettleys was a traditional shop. It still is a traditional shop to this day. Madrid.
No, it was nutmeg.
Madrid nutmeg, yeah.
That's right,
yeah.
yes, yeah.
Customers are probably 50 plus looking for traditional furniture, old style traditional furniture from an old style traditional furnishers like ourselves.
John Butler is the king of Kettleys.
So what you do here is you sit in the recliner, and then of course there's the lever on the side here. You pull the lever and the footrest comes out. Fantastic, good for circulation.
But John's kingdom is in trouble. Profits have been falling year on year, and last year they nosedived.
We're not falling over ourselves with the customers because it's hard to get customers in at the moment.
But John refuses to modernise.
It's pretty good for a furniture shop as this, isn't it? If you didn't have any ornaments displayed on any of your furniture, it would look a bit bland.
And it's causing ructions with the younger partners. John's nephew Andrew, his niece Nicola.
I don't think a lot of people would want to work with the family. I can't say we don't fall out because we do fall out.
And his son David, who hope to take this business into the future.
OK, Mrs. Robert Shaw. We do need to communicate better, yeah? I think there's too much talk and not enough action.
It is a family business, but personally, I don't think it really works.
From 2009 onwards, it just got quieter and quieter and quieter.
The last 3 years have been down every year. Traditional businesses like ours are just going to the wall, really, so we need to really move with the times, and I think we aren't really moving with the times as much as we could.
I've got 10 weeks to try to turn the tables and secure this family business for the next generation. So there'll be no time for pleasantries.
Because my dad's been here the longest, he's the one who's going to be probably most offended if she's anything negative to say.
I hope she isn't too harsh on us, because obviously I don't want her ripping the place apart. I don't think that it's all that bad, personally.
I can't say I'm overwhelmed as a first impression. There's a lot of window and a lot of furniture, but no window display. And there is a very strange collection of objets in the window that don't really go together. And there is some pretty unattractive signage. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Alex.
Pleased to meet you. My name's John. How are you?
Very nice to meet you.
Had a good journey?
Yes, thank you very much.
Pleased to meet you.
Very glad to be here.
How glad I'll stay depends literally on what's in store.
Right, well, to action. Gosh. Well, John Lewis, this ain't. It does surprise me already that there's no attempt at all to kind of upsell. So there's not one bed that's made up. There's nothing that suggests a bedroom set, i.e. beds with tables either side, with bedside lights, with really anything to make this area appealing. I mean, this is like a warehouse.
Online shopping may be big, but most of us prefer to buy furniture in a shop, so first impressions matter.
Oh my goodness gracious me. The overwhelming impression is just acres of beige. It just keeps on getting uglier. Honestly, you don't see many shops like this anymore. It's a kind of museum piece.
We're going to have to make this stock appealing. And getting rid of the stuff that sat on it is a good place to start.
I don't know quite what to say about that, except I never want it in my house. Why is Betty Boo on that table next to lots of silk flowers? Every woman needs a meerkat. It's making me very nervous.
On top and bottom of it, when you get ornaments on a cabinet and you get it displayed, it looks more homely, doesn't it?
This shop looks as if it was put together by someone who has lost their mind.
Everybody's tastes aren't the same, are they?
All this tat is just distracting the eye from what the customers should be focused on, the big-ticket purchases that account for over 90% of their turnover. Kettleys is stuck in a time warp.
Some of these...
Hello.
Hiya.
Oh my gosh, this is it, is it? This is the only office you have?
Yeah. The only office, yeah. Apart from the rest of the shop, of course.
Yes, of which there's a lot.
There is.
You've got an awful lot of ranges here, an awful lot of stock. You know, it all merges in. It's all a bit beige. I mean, it's all a bit boring, frankly. I would struggle to find one thing I wanted to buy in here. And I don't say that to be hurtful. I just say that as a matter of fact. You know, downstairs looks like an old people's home. Maybe we should try and aim at a slightly younger demographic. Widen your customer base.
We've got a specialist market for the
What,
chairs.
a younger generation, you mean?
Well, I don't look so horrified.
I agree that a lot of people come into the shop not realising that we've got a lot more, suites on display. They just think it's old-fashioned chairs.
I've analysed the demographics of this area, and actually there's a lot more people under 50 than there are over 50.
The shop
I mean, we do get younger people in here.
They just walk back out.
No, they do.
They do. A lot of people I've been told by...
People with back problems and things like this come here.
But, sweetheart, I just don't understand what's so inimical to you that you can't handle the idea that you might actually have some stuff in here that might be more attractive to a 30-year-old. And whether actually the only person that you're looking to service is people who are 50 and over. I mean, why would you not want customers come in here of any age and find something that they want to buy? You know, open your eyes. This is what's happening to the world. That you have to do a lot more different things to keep on trying to even maintain your market share.
Buying furniture is often driven by moving house or redecorating, which is why the under 50s account for the biggest slice of the market. By being so focused on pensioners, I think this place is missing a massive trick. But after 33 years in charge, I'm not convinced John wants to change.
I can't see my dad ever retiring.
If I take a step down, always going to take this overall responsibility.
Yeah.
because my dad's been here that long, he's probably a bit too set in his ways. He doesn't want to change.
To stand any chance of turning this business around, I'll need to persuade John to take a step back and trust the younger team, particularly his son. Do you find it hard working for the family, working for your dad? Do you butt heads?
Well, I do find it hard sometimes, yeah. I asked my dad if he wanted me working here, and he never gave me an answer, yes or no. It's hard working with your family.
Yeah, I've done it all my life, I know. I worked with my mother for years. I know firsthand that earning the respect of your parent at work is tough.
Father and sons do fall out. They do have the spats, probably a lot more than me and Nicola. We don't argue at all, but yeah, they do have the spats.
There's some days I'll come into work and me and my dad won't talk to each other at all. We're not close, you know.
We're not like this kissy, huggy type of thing, but our family has never really been like that, no. I mean, we shake hands, things like that.
If he really wants David to stay in the business, and if he wants us to stay in another generation, then he's going to have to give David a little bit of rope. It is the most hurtful thing in the world when your parent is what you perceive to be unfair to you. It's bad enough in normal life. When that's in your workplace, it's virtually unbearable. You know, my mother is the person I look up to most in the world, but I have fantasised about killing her more than I ever have anyone else.
Sometimes I felt like walking out of the shop. It's hard, it really is.
So that's that lady there. It's up on board, is that delivery for Thursday?
David needs to know his father has faith in him, but I'm not convinced that he does. Do you like him working for you?
Yeah, I hope I do, yeah.
What do you mean you hope you do?
Well, he's been here long enough.
That's not saying one thing or t'other. I hope I do.
Obviously, there's them little moments in time when you think, God, I could do without this.
Yeah,
but overall, yeah.
This is no laughing matter, however. A divided and demoralised team will never be able to take the firm forward. I'm going to have to bring this issue to a head. What it seems clear to me after a day spent with you is that there's some basic areas where there could be improvements. The most obvious one, and one that I see a lot in family businesses, is the area of communication. Working as a family and family tensions, I mean, I know that there are occasions when it comes to the surface. Do you have anything to say about it? Is there anything you want? Do you need to clear the air about anything? Why are you so quiet?
Probably because my dad didn't want me to speak.
Well, I'm not saying a thing, I'll go if you want.
Why? What are you talking about?
You know, when you ask your own father if he wants you to work with him and you don't get an answer yes, it's quite upsetting. You know, I asked you, didn't I, on Thursday, if you wanted me to work at the shop, and you never said yes. So, from a son's point of view, for your own father,
I did say yeah.
No, you didn't. No, you said that's totally up to you.
Because I wouldn't force you to come into the shop. It's entirely your decision.
But that's not the answer I wanted to hear.
The answer is you do whatever's the best for you. If you feel that I'm a bit too overbearing in that shop and you can make your headway somewhere else in life, then that's totally up to you.
I just want to go home now, to be honest with you.
Don't start phoning me up when I get home, neither.
I'm not phoning you.
That was pretty tense, and I didn't really want to push it. I think family dynamics are always quite hard, and I should tread on eggshells. I think what's important is trying to get them to talk to each other.
I think David's really just being a little bit oversensitive at the moment, so I shall have to have a word with him quietly on my own and see if I can resolve anything.
Everything she said, Alex, you know, is pretty true, but I don't think it'll make much difference, really. If I were to be totally truthful, you know, I could quite happily not come in tomorrow.
We've not made the most positive start. And last night's painful exchange between father and son is still hanging in the air. But we can't afford to get sidetracked. There are so many other problems that need attention. starting with the shop layout.
I thought I would just pop into the supermarket, get a few odds and sods to show them how easy it is to stop that showroom looking like a warehouse, to dress a few areas.
Room sets are standard in the furniture industry. Every branch of IKEA has 48 of these room displays, helping towards sales of over $1 billion a year.
I thought we would start the day by trying to do a room set.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah, very good. I know how it can set out in that room, and I've said before it should be a room setting in there. You can visualise it then that it's your living room, can't you?
Crucially, a room set should promote the furniture you're trying to sell. Using soft furnishings sparingly to create an aspirational look.
I wanted to do it before, but it's motivating them all to do what you want them to do.
It's all right moving it all out here, but we've got to find places for it.
Nicola and David are happily getting stuck into the room revolution. Not everyone is so enthusiastic.
Get all the young'uns in while Dar's sitting in the office taking the phone calls.
Right, so that's about right there, isn't it? Fantastic!
Yeah.
Oh, God, here we go.
Really, it was Nicola's choice of things to go in.
I think it looks nice. You know, I like the way it's set out, you know.
What do you think to all these pillars all over the settees then? And I mean, these specifically in recliners. I mean, that really don't work, does it, really?
Doesn't it?
Well, if you're going to sit in that now, you want to try it as a recliner, don't you?
Well, that's easy.
I'm thinking about the practical side of it for trying it.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to have to take that cushion out of there. Can I try this chair now?
Yes, certainly,
All right,
sir.
yeah.
Shall I you know, please
Oh, you're
sit
going to
down.
move it? Yeah. So that's got to be moved for a start off.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go like this. Oopsie daisy, you broke my legs.
You've got two chairs that are exactly the same. You don't probably need to try this one. Let's move this a bit further bloody away. It's not the end of the world.
Okay, yeah, but...
Is it?
Like, we're looking at it now and we're pointing at this and people say, yeah, it looks lovely. But go look at the rest of the shop now.
Yeah.
That is higgledy-piggledy now. It's a wreck.
I think we should try it in a bedroom display in one of the windows.
You'll find out there isn't enough room in there.
If you put a metal bedstead where you didn't have to back it onto anything, you could easily get a metal bedstead in there. You're on about putting it onto a wall, I'm on about putting it in the middle.
Well, you do it. I think at the end of the day, you won't gain sales, I think you'll lose sales ultimately.
Well, we have to try these things, don't we?
John's resistance to even such minimal change is very alarming.
I mean, look at this piled-in window.
I'm going to do the bed next in this window here.
It seems to me that John is being purposefully obstructionist. He doesn't really want to have a reasonable discussion. He just has his point of view. And in fact, I do kind of feel that if I suddenly said black, he would say white. He's just used to getting his own way. And I'm used to getting mine, so we'll see. Be interesting to see what happens.
I only work here, I've been told to organise all this stuff. But Alex, oh, you must be Alex.
Hello.
Pleased to meet you, my name's John.
So nice to meet
I
you,
thought I
sir.
owned this place, but apparently not.
Convincing John may take more time, but how Kettleys presents itself to the wider world needs sorting out now.
One of the problems that they have is in marketing and advertising. If I was being polite, I would say that the ads are dated. If I was being honest, I'd just say they're awful.
I'm whisking John off to London in order to get him to take a long, hard look at his advertising.
Nice to see you. Thank you
Hi,
for
Alex.
coming up here.
Thanks for having us.
I want to explain to you what the point is, which is advertising and marketing.
Right.
And I think that's something that one needs professional help with. We need to make sure that it's really effective. Yeah?
Yeah.
And that it's really hitting the points that we need to hit.
I've arranged for them to get a masterclass from these award-winning ad men who've worked with Coca-Cola and Sony Ericsson.
Ultimately, the main goal is to get more people through their doors, because actually they're incredibly good salespeople, all of them.
Yeah.
And once, you know, they've got a very good hit rate of conversion from just visiting to buying. But I need to make sure that the marketing that they do is very effective so that it actually gets more people there.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, should we have a look at the ads, the existing stuff?
Let's have a look.
They're very busy. I mean, let's start with the headline, shall we? Yeah. OK, it's a strong headline, but it's quite negative.
Well, it's meaning now you think people say, no, well, come to us.
But it's negative, isn't it, from the off? You know, it's almost like, no, don't come here.
But then it says, then visit Kettleys.
Absolutely, but if you look at the size of this, it's pretty much the biggest word in the whole of the ad.
Right. Yes, that's a very good point. Negative.
And the red spells danger.
Yeah. If we look at the messaging, though, it's very mixed at the moment. You know, it's cluttered. It just needs to be streamlined. You guys got to stand.
Low footfall is a big problem for the shop. I hope we can reinvent their marketing and draw in a younger crowd without alienating their current clientele.
And what was the other one you got? You got two. Each one of these balls has a message on it, but you only caught two messages.
Yeah.
That's just what the people who are reading the adverts are experiencing. You're hitting them with so many messages, but they only catch one.
It might look a bit silly, but I need John and Nicola to realise their ads aren't focused enough.
The point is that even though people are old, they don't lose their, you know, they still have taste, they still have discernment, they still want something. You know, they see the world around them and they know that things have changed. And I think it has to stay fairly relevant to the era that we're in. And I think this is, I mean, I'm sorry to be mean, but I think this is old-fashioned rather than traditional. Right. And we really need to try and make it relevant again. All they were really doing is backing up what I've already said to the family, which is there are tried and tested rules to this kind of stuff. And I don't know why they think they can either circumvent them or reinvent the wheel.
It hasn't changed the way that I feel about as business, because we are still selling the same product, but I think we're not portraying it as it should be over to the customer.
I think it was a very successful morning. I'm quite pleased with how it went. And I really hope that I've taken John and Nicola back to some basic principles which they'll then be able to use.
1 week later and the green shoots of change are starting to show.
We're picking it up from the factory in the morning and we can drop it off for you in the afternoon.
Unbelievably, John has taken the bold step of designing a room set.
This is basically what I've done to set this bedroom suite up. Yeah, it looks quite nice actually, doesn't it? It's a bit, open this part of the shop up a little bit, and it looks lighter, doesn't it? Don't you think it looks a lot lighter, Eben, than it did before?
But his way of doing things hasn't been to everyone's liking.
I was looking forward to doing it, so I was a bit disappointed, but he's been here that long as John that he thinks in most aspects that he does everything better than everybody else can do it.
I don't think this particularly works in this window because these are more modern and this is more traditional.
I don't like them screws showing up back of that mirror. You see all them screws on back?
And we'll try moving the bed in the different angle as well.
You really think that that bed looks better like that? Really, I thought it looked better square on, to be quite honest with you. You're supposed to be setting bedroom settings out to look like they're set in a bedroom, but you don't have sets of drawers where you can't pull your drawers out.
Well, I can always move that into the front. I can always move that into the window if necessary. That's immaterial at this point.
Doesn't look right.
Well, we'll see when it's finished. I didn't criticise your window.
Because it was all right when it was set out.
It was all the wrong stuff. You would not put a stool like you had in that with a traditional stool with more modern. You put a mirror in that didn't even match the chest of drawers. You certainly wouldn't have a lamp like the one you had in the bedroom, and you certainly wouldn't have an ornate chair like that with all the more modern stuff. Now you see why we never get any further, don't you? Because we don't agree on anything. John does not like any change, really. And he does not like to think that he's losing any control on anything.
Nicola's room set is better for the simple reason it favours the window and should entice people in. What won't bring in customers are the acres of tat that date this place. I know John is digging his heels in about even the slightest change, but I'm back here to banish all of this to the bin once and for all. There's just a lot of accessories and there's a plethora of styles. Chuck them all in the bin or give them to a charity shop. Actually, I don't mind what you do with them. I just want them off the floor.
I'm taking this home to put outside of our pond.
I can't see anybody buying this.
I hate this.
I hate it too.
4, 5, 6.
I think the poodle's worse than the pig.
Can't see anybody ever wanting to buy those.
He's really disturbing.
The majority of these are John's original ornaments from home, actually, yeah.
I think we've done really well, and you did it so easily, because actually lots of this stuff has clearly been hanging about and none of you liked it. I don't think you need masses covering every surface. I think it looks nice. You want to hero all your furniture. You want to add value. All these kind of knick-knacky bits make you look a lot more down market than you actually are. You've got good quality stuff. That whole table full of those repulsive ornaments does look like the death row, the last resting place for every unattractive ornament in England. Come here if you abandon all hope elsewhere.
Don't you think? It does look like shit though, doesn't it? I mean, it's the sort of thing you'd see at a car boot, isn't it? I wouldn't buy any of that, and I can't see any other customer wanting to buy most of that stuff there.
Fab day. I feel as if I'm really getting somewhere, but I am worried that the moment I turn my back and take 2 paces towards my car, John is going to turn into the impossible, obstinate man that he's been until now. But the coup at Kettleys is gathering pace as David starts to stand his ground.
Nicola and Andy are the same. They've wanted to get rid of things in the shop, but you've stopped people from doing that. And that's what this is. This is what everybody's saying.
I always thought that, like that cabinet now, where it is illuminated, that one item looks like a solitary item in there.
Yeah,
now.
but it does. But there's nothing wrong with putting something else in it. But putting
one piece in it.
That is a cabinet to display, you know, attractive pieces. That piece in that cabinet is not an attractive piece. I'd rather see that cabinet bare than a load of shite in it.
Not everybody's tastes the same.
We may be making some progress, but the time has come for a radical overhaul. So I'm bringing in a big gun. Carl McKeever is a retail designer who has worked with the best British high street brands. Together, we're hatching a master plan. I do hope that Carl doesn't just walk in and throw up his hands in horror and say, I just can't do this, and walk away. I want all 3 floors revamped, and I need him to see the enormity of the problem for himself. I am absolutely convinced that what Kettleys really needs is a complete reorganisation of the shop floors. I also need someone who's got the courage of their convictions sufficient that he's going to bulldoze through John.
Normally, when we're working with businesses, people say, oh, we don't want revolution. And we would reassure them by saying that actually we need evolution. Actually, to be honest with you guys, I think you do need a revolution.
Well, I'm ready for change. Yeah.
I think it's something that we're all quite willing to see how it goes and progresses, and we've got to give it a try, really, yes.
I agree with Nicola and Andy that I'm always up for change. You know, I'll try anything once.
We're different from anybody else, and what's the wrong with being different? People come in and they say, this is different, this is a different kind of shopping, this is what we like. That's my opinion of it. And I'll walk away and I'll hold my hands up and say, well...
I think for me, John, having a point of difference is really important, and I think that's one of the things we actually need to achieve. But having difference means actually it's also got to be successful.
Change has got to be something good for us, and we've got to give it a go, definitely.
I can't see that there's that much wrong with it, apart from a few changes.
What me, Nicola and David are saying is that all we can do is try these ideas.
What can I do? I'm outvoted, aren't I? I mean, what can I say? It's been successful for me. I mean, I'm getting to end of my tether where I should be. Thinking about retiring, not starting a new era.
John may not see it, but by clinging to the past, he is damaging the future for his son and the others. I have no hard feelings with John at all. I think he's a decent man and he's brought the business this far, really. And I do really understand how hard it is when you have been in control for so long that releasing the reins is very hard to do. Change doesn't come easily. Revolutions don't happen overnight.
Them three are against me. So if I go that and I don't let them do it, then they're going to resent me for the rest of my life, aren't they?
A few weeks ago, you know, me and my dad, you know, had our arguments and we had our ups and downs. You know, to be honest with you, I'm feeling a little bit, just a little bit sorry for my dad at the moment.
He's got to go with it, hasn't it? If it's 3 against 1, he's not really, like I said, he hasn't really got a lot of choice, has he? So hopefully we'll all be able to prove him wrong, because God help us if we can't.
This feels like a tipping point. To stop us losing the momentum, I'm heading back to Leeds. I need John to see that we're fighting for the future of the business.
I suppose my greatest fear and my greatest frustration is that they're going to have this opportunity and they're going to blow it. Really and truly, I am so frustrated at this point I could scream. How's everything with your dad?
I have been at the end of my tether, along with everybody else, in, you know, that we do want certain changes to happen. You know, we're keen, we're looking forward to it, but there is somebody holding us back, you know, and that person needs convincing the most.
I'm absolutely sure that it's going to come good.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah.
It has to be given a chance. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. In a month's time, I want decorators on site, remodelling the shop in advance of a noisy relaunch. But I need John on side. It's time to confront him about it.
It is important to me that you understand that I'm completely on the side of this business. And it's just that there's the young ones in this business who would love to see things change a bit, right. I believe. And who suggest to me that it's really you dragging your heels.
There are certain aspects of it that I totally don't agree with.
This is a very concrete way of getting the younger ones involved.
Right.
Yeah? And of getting them excited about changes.
So maybe what you should do is send me away for 2 weeks and I'll come back and tell you if I like it.
Fine. Absolutely fine.
Are you serious about this, aren't you?
I am.
Oh, girl. All right, then.
I really will ship John off if I have to. I don't want him standing in the way of my plans for this place. But for now, there's a more pressing problem. I'm not sure the family have done anything to entice younger customers in. Over half the people living near the shop are under 60, but I can't believe any of them shop here, and that has to change.
How's their marketing, advertising? Have you worked on a new campaign? Or a new...
Well, I've given the ideas that were given to me when we went down to London to our advertisers.
Well, comfort, good. Yeah. So you're starting with a positive. Yeah. So lots of it is very nice. This is still slightly uninspiring. Hopefully, I'll be able to help you with that. I was thinking, I don't know how you feel about it, that we would go and do a shoot of our own, do a shoot that's styled with pieces of furniture from the shop.
When you start doing this and you start doing it on a bigger scale every week and every month, then these room set shoots are going to cost money, aren't they?
You're spending money at the moment, God's sake. Don't pretend you're not. You're spending 9% of your turnover on marketing, which I don't think is effective enough. I mean, you could put the brakes on this in 100 different ways, but instead of doing that, why don't you just find some furniture that you'd like to be photographed professionally? Yeah? So I'm going to leave it up to you to decide what you think represents what you do here.
But as well as my restyle, I need to carry on my marketing mission. For this to work, the family needs to find entire room sets that are inspiring, not expiring.
I don't think they do understand how dated their image is and how important it is to have a current image. I don't know how their own advertising has passed muster for so long. I really hope that what we're doing this afternoon will help them further understand with my constant refrain that traditional does not need to mean old-fashioned.
I've taken Nicola and Andrew to one of the country's leading interiors photographic studios, a company who work with some of Britain's biggest home chains to create photos that sell you a lifestyle.
I'm hoping that with the furniture the family brought and the set designers, we're going to end up with a really powerful and attractive image. I'm hoping that instead of the standard woman being pushed out of a recliner chair, that we're actually going to have something that might tempt you into the shop. I think to market well, you have to have a few good images. The moment they're using generic images, and I think that it's time that they did something that was very representative of their shop. And then hopefully we'll end up with an image that you feel will take you into the next chapter.
We know from experience that if you have more than 1 or 2 items in the set, human nature being what it is, they'll be interested in buying the whole thing. They'll want to buy into the lifestyle that we've created, not just the settee.
Well, let's start with getting this on set and we'll build around this as a key item.
Right. Okay.
There's a real skill to this. On average, we look at print ads for less than 3 seconds, so we need to grab customers' attention with the right image.
But I just think we need to somehow make it so it's appealing to another whole generation of customers.
It'll start to come to life.
Yeah.
Once we start to drop images through the background as well, it'll start to make it look more realistic.
You can see how it's coming together, definitely.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing, and it's amazing how moving something just 10 centimetres, 2 centimetres, this all now works really nicely.
It's a traditional set, a traditional piece of furniture, but we don't want to be lulled into, well, in that case, we light it in such a way.
So what do you think?
It looks amazing, does that? You wouldn't think that was the furniture from our showroom. Yeah, it's really, really good.
Just nice, solid, proper.
Very appealing to a lot of people, I would imagine.
It's fantastic. I'm absolutely thrilled. Good. Really pleased, thank you.
It's brought to light to all of us that we can make the shop look appealing and stylish, which it's never had the appealing look to it because the shop windows have always looked cluttered.
I'm starting to understand now that less is definitely more. We are devaluing the products by squashing them all in.
Hopefully they have learnt the importance of an image, how an image sells furniture.
These pictures will form the basis of a new campaign that showcases their furniture in a much more appealing and contemporary way.
I thought we had an amazing day yesterday and had a really good talk with John. I've suggested to him that when we do the makeover of the store, that he goes away for a few days. I think it will be agony for him otherwise, and he will be quite difficult for us as well.
I think you'll struggle to get John away, though.
You'll struggle to get John away, definitely.
Well, I thought that I might sweeten the deal by sending him off to my hotel in Devon.
He's got no excuse then, has he?
He's got no excuse.
He'll find one.
The younger generation have little faith. Time to put my offer to John.
After I saw you last night,
Yes.
I booked a room for you at my hotel in Devon.
All right.
On me.
I'm sorry I can't do it.
Why?
Because I've got a plumber coming to change my boiler at home.
I'll let him in, Dad. You give mate keys for your house, I'll look after your house.
There, that's so sweet. Thank you,
get yourself
darling.
off.
John's attempt to wriggle out of our agreement looks like it's been foiled.
I don't honestly think he'll go down. And I think Alex might be quite upset about that if he does refuse her offer.
Unsurprisingly, I'd barely left Yorkshire before John had found another reason to reject my offer.
This time of year, for 3 nights, I think it's too much travelling. And on top of that, I've got a guy coming to fit me a new boiler, which I've got to get this boiler in before Christmas. I'm really, grateful to her, but if it was any other time of year, I'd be happy to take it up.
I'm not surprised, really. I think he is mad, but his brain thinks differently to everybody else's.
On the plus side, he has agreed to one thing.
I will stop away from the shop because I've got that many commitments to do at home anyway, so if they don't want me to come in, then I won't come in, basically.
When he knows that there's nobody in shop, he'll sneak out of the house and come and have a look.
He'll probably wait till midnight and everybody's gone home and come and let himself in. He will. That's genuine. That's what it's like.
One week later, and Carl's team have sent through some suggestions for the new branding for the shop. John's out for the morning, so the 3 younger partners get a head start.
That looks like one of those badges you give out at Crufts, doesn't it?
Yeah,
so that's
don't like
definitely
that.
a no.
That's better than the first one.
It's more similar to what we've got now, but without the chair, isn't it, really?
I like that style of writing as well.
Yeah, the style of the writing's quite nice.
Quite all right.
Oh, this is getting more like what we are really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I quite like that, I just must say, that one there.
They've reached an agreement, but they're worried about how John is going to react.
Ultimately, it's 3 people against, well, not against, but 3 people that's wanting changes and 1 person that isn't. So it's either got to get on board or just shut up about it, answer early.
Are you going to tell him there's a new sheriff in town then?
Who's that?
You.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Dad. These are what Carl's sent in, some advertisements for front at shop. These ones here that we thought, if we were to change the signage, does look quite nice.
Well, I'm not really taken back by that chair. I'm not too sure that chair is any better than the chair that we've already got there, so...
John's being typically negative.
You'd just have your swing ticket like that, and then on the other side you'd have the price, wouldn't you? To my knowledge, it's just to make it look a little bit classier, a bit more professional, isn't it?
David's not going down without a fight.
But if your swing ticket's on something like that, a chair like that, you're reading it down like that. If you put it on that, it's going to be like that on your chair, isn't it? You're going to have to have your swing... A swing ticket is meant like that because that's what they call it, a swing ticket, because it swings down. That's not a swing ticket, is it?
People would still be able to read it though, wouldn't they?
What, on the side like that?
Yeah.
So I think that's just making mountains out of molehills myself.
Right. Whatever. Doesn't look any much difference to me.
I'm heading back to Leeds as there are just days before we relaunch the store.
It's been quite a while since my last visit. A lot has happened since then. John has been completely impossible, and I thought it several times that he was going to pull the plug on the makeover of the store. I know the younger generation have struggled a bit, but I'm hoping that they've stuck to their guns.
John may still be digging his heels in, but for David and the younger family members, it's crunch time as the revolution begins.
Good afternoon, Kettleys. The shop at this moment in time, as we speak, is having a complete refurbishment. New carpet, wallpaper, painted walls, moving furniture around.
As well as the family, Carl and his team are hard at it. There's just so much to do.
This project is no mean feat. It really is pretty gargantuan in scale. 3 floors, a number of extended rooms, painting, decorating, lighting, new carpeting. It's a really big deal. So this will absolutely fast-track them into the 21st century.
So far, John has honoured our agreement, but there are rumours doing the rounds.
We saw my mum's car drive past shop yesterday, so it might have been him doing a drive-by on shop.
With John out of the picture, it's more than just the shop that's changing.
There is some changes that have taken place amongst us more than anything that will probably carry on.
You know, really, the shop is in mine, Nicola's and Andy's hands, isn't it, really? You know, for the future.
If we three agree on things, then he's just got to let it go and let it happen, basically.
I just cannot wait to see. I can hardly imagine what it's going to look like. Oh my God. Wow. There's a lot to do, but it is very, very different. Look at that wallpaper. Look at the colour on that wall. Ooh, I'm very excited. The refit is ambitious. The family are investing their own money and manpower so that we can push the boundaries as far as possible. There's still a mammoth amount of work left. The only room even close to completion is the bedroom department. Oh my!
Oh my God! That is unbelievable.
I am stunned.
I am.
Oh, I feel like crying. It's amazing.
If it doesn't impress John, there's something wrong, isn't there?
Fingers crossed. But one floor won't be enough to convince John it's all been worth it. We have to complete the lot. And we also have to fill this place with customers. We can't let the relaunch tomorrow go unnoticed. We've just got to make sure that tomorrow's a huge success, because otherwise all this work isn't going to be worth anything.
Right.
All right? So we're taking to the streets of Eden to really shout about the changes at Kettleys.
Are you going to come to Kettleys tomorrow?
And it's David leading the charge.
We are no longer old-fashioned.
Just to let you know about the Kettleys relaunch.
Well, it's a family business. I'm part of the family.
We're having a huge store relaunch tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Between 2 and 5.
Please visit Kettleys Furnishers tomorrow from 2 till 5 p.m.
Here's your official invite to Kettleys.
Please come to Kettleys tomorrow from 2 till 5 p.m.
We've had a total revamp of the store.
And we'd love you to come along.
Please visit Kettleys Furnishers tomorrow.
Invitation to our open day tomorrow down at Kettleys.
It's been transformed.
Kelly Dimmock, get yourself down to Kettleys tomorrow from 2 till 5 p.m.
Anyone curious to know what's been happening there should come down.
We're not old-fashioned anymore. We are very modern. I repeat, modern, not old-fashioned. We are no longer old-fashioned, we are modern. I repeat, we are modern.
Back at the shop, it's mayhem. I mean, downstairs, the chairs are still in utter chaos. The ground floor is still a long way to go. But it has to be done tonight. In just over 12 hours' time, John is due back to the shop. There's a lot riding on his reaction.
I'm really nervous. Really nervous. You know, I'm my pants, I honestly am.
I'm hoping he's going to go wow, and I think he should go wow, because it is amazing.
So ready?
I'm so impressed by what David and the team have achieved here at Kettleys. Working together has turned them into a force to be reckoned with. Nicola has stepped up.
£429.
OK. Andrew has found his voice.
Into here and then just get bottom, lift bottom.
2 of us at bottom, 2 of us at top.
And David has really come of age. It's great to see how his confidence has grown.
The best thing, right, would be for my dad to come in and see it all and start crying. That would be probably the most amazing thing I'd ever see.
Three months ago, when I first walked in the door, Kettleys looked more gran than glam, a warehouse masquerading as a showroom. Now it feels like a proper shop. Are you all convinced that we've done the right thing?
I'm happy with the way it looks. It does look stunning and it looks beautiful. It is just such a wow factor.
Are you happy about
I'm
this?
100% happy
Are you
myself.
happy? Yes,
I
I
think
am.
they've done an
it's fabulous,
absolutely
yeah.
Good.
fantastic job, and I'm over the moon with it all.
The question is, will John like it?
It's been a long wait.
The thing is, you've got ownership now, if you know what I mean, of this whole makeover, which is quite important for the future.
This is the big day. It's like going to your wedding, isn't it?
Can't say we haven't put anything into it, that's for sure.
Let's see what it's all about.
Let's see how fast he walks when he gets out of the car.
Look at him, look at him, look at his hair slick back.
Oh, wow.
Can't believe it. Really can't.
Oh my God. Yeah, it looks really good. I think I'll stop here tonight.
I really like it.
It's thumbs up for the ground floor, next to the beds.
Well, if anybody doesn't like this, they've got to be crazy, haven't they?
Oh, well. Listen to that.
I mean, it's absolutely stunning, really. Can't believe it.
Oh, good, darling. I'm so pleased you're happy. Finally, the basement.
I really like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, I love you.
Every piece of furniture in the shop was here before. It's just been presented in a more aspirational way. By following this simple retail principle, Kettleys now feels worlds away from its dreary past.
What do you think to its signs?
Good.
It looks better, doesn't it?
There's so much to take in.
I'm so relieved that John likes the new shop, and even more pleased to see him sharing it with his son.
And the whole aura of the place now, it's
like
this. It feels luxury, doesn't it? Let's put it this way. I'm proud of what you've achieved, and I appreciate what you've done.
I'm absolutely thrilled. He seemed genuinely pleased by the whole thing. And I must say, it almost brought a tear to my eye.
It's unbelievable. The transformation is unbelievable. Absolutely. Can't believe it. You wouldn't believe it with the same stuff.
You can tell he genuinely does think it looks lovely.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
He does think it
well
looks nice,
done,
yeah.
darling.
Yeah.
Really, really pleased. All in all, I couldn't have wanted a better response from him.
Yeah, me too.
So now all we need is a few customers to come in and go, oh my goodness, this looks fab,
Yeah.
and he'll be happy. What do you think?
I'm amazed. Absolutely amazed.
I wouldn't have thought of coming in here if I was looking for furniture. Now I would.
It's definitely worth a look, isn't it?
I think it's much, much fresher.
I like it. It's nice. It's clean. It's uncluttered.
Looks fantastic. Yeah, really exciting.
And it's not just the usual crowd here today. The shop is now appealing to a much younger clientele.
I never realised there were all these things that I would buy. I just thought they'd be stuff for my parents.
Young and old, the response has been unanimous.
Do you like it? Do you like it? Hmm?
Yes.
No!
Well, you can't please them all. The relaunch has been a huge success, but there's one last piece of the jigsaw.
Wow.
Discover the most comfortable chair in Yorkshire at Kettleys.
You're right.
Happy?
Very happy, yeah. Very happy.
The important thing is that you make sure that you don't just sink into your bad old ways, that you make sure that everyone pulls together. The end result is going to be you making more money. And that's what we want to see, isn't it?
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, but everyone's really got the bit between their teeth now. So, you know, you've got to run with it. Yeah? Stick together. You do good. I'm going to miss you all when I go.
Oh, don't.
Well, keep it up, keep it up. I'll see if you can get me going.
I am so happy with the end result here. It did feel like Mission Impossible, but we did it. I think this shop really felt like it was stuck in a time warp. It felt like a waiting room to nowhere very nice. But it doesn't feel like that anymore. I think it has been given an enormous new lease of life, and that is very visible in the family too.
Here's to the future.
To the future.
I suppose what's happened here marks the end of the first 35 years of Kettleys, and I think this is the beginning of the next 35 years.
Two months on, and the dust has settled on the Kettleys relaunch.
Morning, Nick. Customers-wise, we're doing really well. I mean, we have had a lot of people coming through the door.
Sales are up 22% on the same time last year.
There's £60-odd off of that at the moment.
Right.
And the store layout is pulling in new customers.
But they're all saying how much better it looks with the makeover.
Anything's going to time with it. It's been busier than we anticipated, so I'm really happy about that.
And I have noticed we have had some more younger people through the door as well.
Normally when younger couples used to come into the shop, they used to walk in and more or less walk straight back out. Now I've noticed, they're like, yeah, this looks nice, you know.
But has David earned his dad's respect?
David has really shone a lot to me. He wants the business to do well and to improve. And ultimately, David just wants to prove to his dad that he is capable of running it.
At some time or other in the future, there's got to be new blood that comes in here and old blood that goes out. I'm proud of David for what he's achieved. I think he can achieve a lot.
Thanks very much anyway, thanks for coming in, appreciate your business, thank you. Okay. You know, deep down I am bothered what my dad thinks because, you know, I've always wanted to do my dad proud, you know, I don't want him to think of me as a failure and I genuinely know that he is happy.
Still, some things never change.
This is Jenny, and she's just had a pup this morning, so obviously we can't let her go at the moment. She's here for the duration, I'll tell you.
And you can hear Alex Polizzi talking to BBC Radio 5 Live's Richard Bacon by downloading Richard's daily podcast from bbc.co.uk/5live. Like I say, tonight's How Flowers Changed Our Planet. Ian Stewart tells a surprising story in the next chapter of his series. And a new look for the Junior Doctors, but not everyone's happy with it on BBC 3 now.